Alright, so this video is if you wanted more help and more examples. I'm going to go over two more examples with you, and then if you need more help, feel free to just ask me and I'll come over there and I'll work with you one-on-one, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're given 2 points, right? And the goal here is that they want us to put those 2 points in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form means y equals mx plus b. Okay, this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, that's going to help me when I go to find the slope. Remember, slope is y2 minus y1 all over the x2 minus x1. So the change of y over the change of x. So this is my m. We're looking for m first, right? So let's plug that in. Y2 is 5. Y1 is 4. So I'm substituting. X2 is 1. X1 is negative 1. So minus, and then x1 is negative 1. Right? So now 5 minus 4 gives me 1. 1 minus negative 1, some people accidentally put 0, but remember, opposite of a negative is positive. So 1 minus negative 1 really is 2. Okay, so my slope is 1/2. Cool. All right, so now if my m equals 1/2, I'm going to use a point right here to try to solve. So I like to use the first one, but sometimes I like to work with positive numbers as well. So in this case, I'm going to use the second one. I'm going to use 1/5. You just pick the point you want to use. I like positive numbers, so in this case, I'm not going to use that first point, just to make things easy. So now I'm going to substitute it in this y equals mx plus b form. All right? So this one, the first part is x, right? Second part is my y. So let's do some substituting, okay? So y is 5 equals my m, we found to be 1/2, okay, 1/2, and then my x is 1, okay? So now I have my plus b. I need to find b. So I'm going to simplify this. 5 equals 1/2 times 1, which is 1/2, right? Plus b. Well, b is saying, leave me alone, 1/2. So I might transfer this as a decimal. I'm going to rewrite it over here. 5 equals 0.5. 1 divided by 2, that's 0.5, plus b. Okay? So now, leave me alone, positive 0.5. Well, I'm just going to subtract 0.5 from both sides, or 1/2 from both sides. When I do that, I'm left with b equals, those cancel out, so b equals 5 minus 0.5, 4.5. So my b is 4.5. So now they want us just to write it in this simple form. So y equals, my slope is 1/2 x plus my b, 4.5. Okay, and then you can check your work by plugging in the points if you want, okay? For this example, let me just get through the third example, and then if you still need help, feel free to just ask and we'll work with you one-on-one, okay? So it says find the slope. So again, my slope is, let me get a good pencil here, my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? We're going to use these points, x1, y1. Second point, x2, y2, okay? y2. So 2 because it's the second point, 1 because it's the first point, okay? And we're going to plug that in. My y2 is 7. Take your time with this. y1 is 5 all over x2 is 8 minus my x1 is 5. So I substituted it into that formula for slope. And we're going to find my m right now. 7 minus 5, 2. 8 minus 5, 3. So my slope here looks like it's 2/3. All right. Right here, we're going to substitute our slope. So my m is 2/3. And then we're going to use a point. So the point I'm going to use, just the first one, 5. Well, I'll use 8, 7, not to confuse you which is which. Okay. So I'm going to use 8, 7. So there's my x and my y. x2, y2 I'm going to use. So now we're going to substitute it into this y equals mx plus b. My y is 7. My slope is 2/3. Okay. My x times 8 is 8. All right. And then I don't know my b yet. So that's what we're looking for. All right. Right, so I know some of you might be a little freaked out by fractions. So remember, you can hit your alpha, y equals, and we can put our fractions right in the calculator. 2 over 3, arrow over, times 8. All right, and that should equal 16 over 3. So 7 equals 16 over 3 plus b. All right, almost there. B's saying, leave me alone, 16 over 3. So what we're going to do is, what's the opposite of a positive 16 over 3? The opposite of positive 16 over 3 is minus. We're going to subtract 16 over 3 from each side. Those cancel out. And again, you probably don't like that fraction, so 7 minus alpha y equals 16 over 3. We get 5/3. So my b here is going to equal 5/3. So now we're going to put this in the slope-intercept form. My b, we said, is 5/3. My m, we found earlier, was 2/3. Right? So we're going to go y, slope-intercept form. Y equals my m, 2/3, x plus my b, 5/3. All right, and then we can check our work by just putting a point in for x and y and seeing if it makes sense. All right, so if you look, you got a lot of practice from part 1 and part 2. Okay, so at any point, if you get stuck, just stop us and ask. Okay, if you look here, part 3, 5.3, this is part 2 stuff. So if you need help with this, ask. Okay, this is part 2 and 3 stuff. Part 2 and 3 stuff, and you watch the videos again if you're at home. All right, take care. Let me know if you need anything, and good luck.